in Jos metropolis from flood and building collapse. The Senate notes with grief the fatalities that occurred in Jos, the Plateau state capital, following twin tragedies of flood and building collapse, resulting in the death of 15 persons, 3 from the flood and 12 from the building collapse. Further notes that the flood disaster occurred at Zinaria Axis, a shanty settlement of Jos Town, following a heavy downpour which swept off a number of houses, leaving 3 persons dead. Equally notes that few days after the tragic flood, Jos Town was again visited by another tragedy, following the collapse of a 3-story building, resulting in 12 fatalities, with several others sustaining varying degrees of injuries and are now receiving medical attention in hospital. Concerned that building collapse is becoming a recurring incident across the nation, due obviously to non-adherence to standards and in some instances compromised by regulatory agencies. Further concerned that the preparedness of first responder agencies in emergency management and in particular NEMA is still weak in terms of equipment and promptness. The Senate therefore resolves to 1, urge all regulatory agencies in the building and construction industry to enforce the stipulated standards by all property developers. 2, urge NEMA to update its capacity for prompt and effective response in times of emergency. 3, urge NEMA to administer relief to the affected families in Jos Town. And 4, urge the Senate to observe a 1-minute silence in honor of the deceased persons. I so move. Thank you.
Motion of matter of urgent public importance raised by my distinguished colleague, Senator I.D. Gyang. I so second. Your Excellency, the issue of building collapse is becoming a recurring decimal in this country. I think just about a few days ago, we also heard of some building collapse in other parts of the country. And it's becoming necessary, and I think the Senate should take proper notice to ensure that our building regulatory agencies, especially those who want to take out building, should take the proper approvals. Because cutting corners at the end of the day put many lives in jeopardy and put them at risk. Because the essence of life, the essence of building a house is to protect life. But it is unfortunate that instead of houses in Nigeria protecting lives from shading people from sun, elements of the water such as the sun, the rain, but today they now become the death traps where people die. So I want and urge my colleagues and every member of this Senate to support this motion so that those regulatory agencies and then those who are building should be held to account so that corners should not be cut, because as you cut the corner, you are indirectly cutting some people's life, because when this building collapses, it is human lives that will be lost. I so second and support, Mr. President.
This is a very straightforward motion. I will go straight to the prayers. Prayer number 1. Urge all regulatory agencies in the building and construction industry to enforce the stipulated standards by all property developers. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. Urge NEMA to update its capacity for prompt and effective response in times of emergency. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4. Observe a 1-minute silence in honor of the deceased persons. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. 1-minute silence. May the souls of our departed compatriots rest in perfect fees.